Hello. You may remember at the very end of last year, I gave a little preview of the new book from Bastien Vivès, Polina, and I promised that I'd give it a proper review this year. Here I am. Here is Polina by Bastien Vivès. He wrote A Taste of Chlorine, which was a graphic novel that I was absolutely crazy about a couple of years ago. So I was very excited to see what he would do next, and delighted to see that what he would do next would be the story of a young girl and her training in classical ballet and her pursuit of a career in the arts. You may not know this, but I trained as a dancer when I was younger, so I have a lot of experience of this kind of thing, although I could never get my leg that high. And it was great to read this. The thing about Bastien's work, the thing that I loved in A Taste of Chlorine was his ability to capture movement and gesture and the body, the human body. He does it so well in that book, and that's what makes it a great read. And this makes dance a perfect subject for him. What's really interesting when looking through it, and if I can give you a little idea of looking through here, the artwork is very, very basic. There is this grey background to all of the pictures. It's just black and white. There's no colour like there was in A Taste of Chlorine. And in many of the pictures, the features of people are literally just a few dabs of black. You can see there's no eyes on any of the faces here. You've got literally, with Polina, she has this very distinctive sticky out ears and a very dark splodge as her nose, which is a little bit turned up at the end. A bit like mine, actually. And that in lots of the book, that's all you've got. There's some very, very basic artwork. Part of me was a bit upset by this because there is some extraordinarily detailed art in A Taste of Chlorine, which I loved. But the thing with this book, and I don't know how he does it, he captures movement and it manages to include absolutely loads of detail in just single brushstrokes. I genuinely don't know how he does it, and I don't think it's me making it up. I mean, it really is there. There's so much detail, and this idea of trying to capture movement and trying to capture these extraordinary positions that dancers do get themselves into, he is so good at it. I mean, there must be absolutely loads of sketches that have not made it to this book, because I can't believe that he's able to just do it. If he does, he's a genius. But it's a bit like looking at some of those very old Japanese paintings that with just a few brushstrokes contain absolutely loads of detail. There's a novel, in fact, called Sea of Ink, which was published a couple of years ago, and that is about those Japanese paintings, and it made me think of that, his ability to capture so much with so little. The story itself follows Polina and her tutelage under this man, Baginski, and the sort of the politics of Russian ballet, which means that she's sort of, being pulled by various forces, and then her own journey personally with her creativity in discovering something away from classical ballet, her own form of expression, which again for me was fantastic to read. Does it compare with A Taste of Chlorine? It's not fair really to compare them. I do still prefer A Taste of Chlorine. I think it's just perfect. I think it's just a perfectly realised, like reading a short story that's just absolutely on the money. This has a slightly wider scope, and the artwork is, as I say, a lot more basic. And so I really did enjoy it, but maybe not quite on a par with A Taste of Chlorine. But I will be desperate to see what he writes next. It is available now, and next week, I don't know what I'm going to be looking at. You'll just have to tune in and find out.